and the northern.
Shalom. First off, I want to start up by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Prakadash. As all praises, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh, who is the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai being the name of the only begotten Son. I also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of all Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the whole elect. Preaching word and truth and sincerity on the brother Tazabah, the Great Millstone, Arizona camp. Lord will with another video to edify, and I needed to go into this, right? And what you got to see, and it's going to be a fair use disclosure, is that these devils is getting ready to roll in. I was going to bring up the fair use disclosure thing and put it on here, but you know, this video isn't going to be used to make any monetary gain. This is fair use, used for educational purposes, just speaking on and commenting on news that's out there. So I'm gonna play a little snippet of this. You get the info, and really the spirit. We gonna go through this. And Lord will, this won't be too long, but it'd be deeply edifying. So let me play this.
Donald Trump confirmed on Monday that he would use military forces to enact the largest deportation in American history. He said this on Truth Social in response to Tom Fitton saying that there were reports that he would use these military forces and that he would also declare a national emergency when he came into office. Trump replied, "True," in all caps, as is in Trump fashion, on Truth Social to that post. He's been saying that he wants to act on the border on day one, and he's even appointed a new position, border czar, and has put former ICE chief Tom Homan into that position. And Tom Homan has said that he would do anything to enact this mass deportation and that he would go to both the southern and the northern border in the first week of coming back into office. Trump has also said that.
You see? So these devils are looking to sit here and catch the poor. They're watching your steps, like the scriptures say. Look at this man. This is Lamentation 4 and in 17 it says, "As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help, and Jake hoped in America so much that they voted for both sides." You have the so-called Latinos heavily voting for Trump, and look at what's coming back. They didn't. A lot of them didn't know he was going to retroactive the orders for people that were born in the states that didn't have legal parents. So a lot of those people are about to lose out. And a lot of the ones that are actually here legally, you voted on the same nigga, because when they were doing this before, within the Bush administration, there were plenty of legal immigrants that were here in the U.S., right, that got linked into that zero tolerance policy, the Border Patrol being able to sit here and just hem up everybody just because you look like it and chauffeur your ass off with no trial, nothing. They didn't take in consideration your report of you being a U.S. citizen and doing it right way. They shipped your ass back, and a lot of those people couldn't even get back over because they didn't have their paperwork on them. So a lot of you Jakes about to be in the same position. It says, "As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we watch for a nation that could not save us." And this is what you Jake don't understand. There's nothing in this devil's kingdom that's going to work for your benefit. It says, "They hunt our steps that we cannot go into our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come." And it's looking like that out here, man. The days are fulfilled, the end is come. A lot of this stuff is about to get on you, Jake, man. Now, I wanted to bring up two other videos, right? Because what you got to understand is
being able to have something
stop.
To always protect myself with this Byrna allows me to have that peace of mind no matter.
It's not going to stop at the Northern Kingdom, man. Really, these devils are going to come for all 12 tribes. and they're really, this is nothing more than a setup to become able to come at the Israelites, because Trump has addressed it. All right, you got groups like Sakari holding Bibles with Blix, talking about the Hoover Crips through High Priest Alazar, right? Talking about they Hoover Crips and shit, supporting that lifestyle, walking around toting big guns, and acting as though they lions when the Lord said, "Be ye harmless as doves," right? Wise as serpents, harmless as doves. This isn't being as wise as a serpent. A serpent doesn't call attention to itself so that you can see it when it strikes. You're really supposed to just be in a cut, and you're supposed to be harmless as a dove. This doesn't show any instance of harmlessness. This is more so just straight out outward appearance of oh, I'm with the shit, and really y'all not. But they're gonna use this. It's gonna take just one or two good events, maybe even just one, of these same groups that sit here and talk this militant shit, and they're going to easily be able to lump you in to being that enemy within. Listen to this.
And Kamala Harris is warning voters about a new phrase Donald Trump has been using to describe some of his fellow Americans.
It's the enemy from within, all the scum that we have to deal with that hate our country. That's a bigger enemy than China and Russia.
You see? It's the scum from within that hate our country. Well, do we not chant down Babylon? Who do you think he's going to talk about? When we talk about the destruction of America, right? Those words in this devil's eyes, that right there is an enemy within. Because really, at the end of the day, we really are set up as the enemies to this devil's kingdom. The scriptures tell you good is set against evil and evil against good, right? We're not set up to sit here and prop up this place. The scriptures tell you, Jeremiah, let me get it. Or is it Isaiah 28? Isaiah 28 and 8, it says, no, Jeremiah 28. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. They prophesied against great kingdoms. America is the greatest kingdom, right? So when we go out there, you're literally directly telling this devil his judgment that's going to come, right? That's the act of an enemy, right? Because we're not set up to sit here and speak good of the wicked. We're set up to condemn. The scriptures talk about to root up. This is Jeremiah 1 and 10. It says, and it says, I started 9. It says, then Yahweh put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And Yahweh said unto me, behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. Right? Because we're not speaking our own words. We're coming out of the scriptures. Right? Bringing out judgment. Not judgment according to just how we didn't just have a bad day and sit there and say, oh, the so-called white man has to go because Susan in accounting came over and gave me hell. No. You devils got to go because it's the Lord's judgment and for your great wickedness throughout time. You were prophesied to go, right? Jeremiah 1 and 10, it says, see, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms to root out, to pull down, and to destroy, and to throw down, to build and to plant. And who are the ones we building and planting? The elect. Who are the ones we rooting out, pulling down, destroying, throwing down? The 2/3 of the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and right, who are the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the chosen people of the Lord, and the heathen. That's who we're set up to root out, pull down. We pull up all the bullshit that you put in this earth. So now they're getting ready to come up against us. Remember, the scriptures tell you these two prophets did torment them. So they're getting ready. They're setting up their orders. They're setting up the policies to be able to come in. And they told you how they were getting ready to sit here and do all this, use the military. Well, the military is really going to be used against the elect. Right? There's been plenty of scriptures, right, of prophets being addressed by entire militaries. And what happened every time? The Lord was with us. You're going to have to bring a military to get a bro. Because the Spirit of the Lord is going to be dealing. Right? This is Jeremiah. Well, you know what? Let me get this last snippet of this video. There's another point I wanted to make on this was, here it is. This devil's been sitting here being painted as Yahweh Shai, as the Savior in this world. And so now when you see men that call themselves Israelites with images of this, he's going to tell you that that's not Christianly. And he's going to be the author of what's right and wrong. This obviously is wrong, but then they're going to sit here and use one instance, because they're going to use these Jake. They're going to use the one instance where a nigga do some bugged out shit, or they might pay somebody to do some bugged out shit, and accuse the entire nation. Then the enemy's going to come in like a flood. But that military being used, that's going to be, according to scriptures, this is Jeremiah 18 and 22. It says, "Let a cry be heard from their houses when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them." And that's what's going to happen when these militaries coming in. It's just it's a troop suddenly coming in upon the people, right? A troop suddenly coming in. That's what they were talking about. He confirmed the plans.
The Southern and
He confirmed the plans to start using the military to deport migrants. Well, what happens when those migrant families step in? The military ain't gonna be holding back. They just gonna start blowing niggas shit away. Let me go back to that Jeremiah 18 and 22. It says, "Let a cry be heard from the houses when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them, for they have digged a pit to take me and hid snares for my feet." Right? That troop is suddenly going to come in. The enemy's going to come in like a flood. This is Jeremiah 5 and 6. It says, "Wherefore a lion out of the forest shall slay them, and a wolf of evenings shall spoil them. A leopard shall watch over their cities," going into that military might. Because Alexander the Great, he was part of that leopard, and he was part of that beast, right? And he actually wore a leopard bust, right? They had a statue with a leopard bust. And so he represents that military might. And when you look at leopards and how they hunt, leopards can attack anything. They can swim. They can hit you from high. They have some of the best camouflage, and they actually have the strongest bite force. Right? So that military coming in, watching over the cities, you're in threat of danger. It says, "Everyone that goeth out thence shall be torn in pieces, because their transgressions are many and their backslidings are increased." So when this actually starts going, if you don't bow down to the order, you're going to be turned to pieces, man. These niggas is not going to come and play. This ain't for play. This is real life. And these niggas with these guns acting like You ready to go to war with Esau? You're gonna be, hey, the Lord gonna test that might, that vigor, right? You're gonna be shown that you just a little sheep. And you should have looked for your protector through the Lord, but no, you took it on your own self, man. It's Psalm 17. And 8. It says, keep me as the apple of the eye, hide me under the shadow of thy wings. For the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies who compass me about. These devils are going to come in. And this is a prayer that David did. And this is what we got to pray for, that the Lord keeps us as the apple of his eye and hides us under his wings to protect us. It says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. That's where you want to stay, because that's where protection is. It says, they are enclosed in their own fat. With their mouth they speak proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes down, bowing down to the earth. And when any animal, right, any predator bows his eyes down to the earth, it's because he's lurking and getting ready to pounce. Like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places, arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And this is nothing more than him getting ready to do that sword talk. Because right now they're saying that day one, they're going to declare a national emergency to deport all these people. Well, when you declare a national emergency, you can sneak other things in, and that all goes back into him using the law. Woe unto him that crafty devices, right? This is Daniel 8 and 25. It says, and through his policy, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but shall be broken without hand. So that policy is getting issued for him to actually do these things. And Jake that's moving like this, you're a perfect pawn piece for him to sit here and come against the entire nation. Right? But while he might get Jake that want to go in this route, bros that are preaching this thing in sincerity, taking a low route, the Lord is going to set up that standard. But this is really where this thing is going, man. It's getting interesting, man. Shalom.